Hello, welcome to Darasa Online. My name is Mr. Kileo David Sonia Bubakari. I am a geography teacher. Today we are going to make a Form 4 geography revision. I said we are going to make a Form 4 geography revision because the topic that we are going to learn today is a Form 3 geography topic. Our topic will be the forces that affect the Earth, and we will focus much on each subtopic of erosion and deposition by wave action. Are you with me? So let's see what we call a geography Form 4 revision. See, our main topic is forces that affect the Earth. And our subtopic is erosion and the deposition by wave. So as I said, we are going to look on forces that affect the Earth, and we will keep or will stick on what we call the erosion and deposition by waves. Remember, we have different agents of erosion and deposition. We have water, we have ice, wind, as well as waves. Are you with me? So today we are going to stick much on erosion and deposition by waves. In our session today, we will focus much on the large part of what we call the wave along the coast. So we will see what is coast. Are you with me? Thereafter, we'll use different model questions. Is our guiding question from the start to the end of the lesson. So you are most welcome. Stay on Darasa Online. Let's proceed. So let's see waves along the coast. See, and if you remember, this is the second phase of our subtopic erosion deposition by waves. The last session we have seen what is wave, different type of waves, different marine and deposition features occur as a result of wave movement. Are you with me? So today we are proceed on the second phase of wave along the coast. It means I'm going to give you a short summary of what is wave, then we will focus much on the coast. Are you with me? So today's lesson will base much on what we call a coast. What are the coasts? Different type of coast. Are you with me? What are the coastal features found within different coastlines? Are you with me? And some very important question, including cost. I mean, at the last, we will see what is what we call the importance of the coastal features in general. So let's see what is waves. So by making a simple summary, waves refers to the ups and down movement of surface water, up and downward movement of surface water on the sea or ocean. Are you with me? It means right now we are talking about the up and downward movement. It means, let's see, it means we may have, let's see, this is a coast right here. This one is a coast. Then we have the up and downward movement of the surface water on the sea or ocean. So when it says the up and downward movement, as you can see right now, this is ocean water. Use me. It means there is up as well as the downward movement of the surface water on the sea or ocean. So the up and downward movement of the surface water on the sea or ocean, we call it what? Wave. We have two types of wave. The major type of wave. Major types of wave. See, we have the destructive wave, waves, as well as the constructive waves. And apart from that, we have forms of waves. Listen to me very carefully. We have the major type of waves, and we have the forms of waves. Forms of waves, we have the swash waves. See, and we have the backwash waves. backwash what? Backwash waves. So what are these? Listen to me very carefully. It means swash waves as well as the backwash waves are the one which determine the waves to be destructive or constructive. What happened to these waves? It means swash waves will refer to the waves which move from the sea to the shore. Are you with me? It means this. These are the waves as you can see right here. It means what happened? The wave which move from the sea, right here, from the sea to the coast, right here at the shore. The wave which move from the sea to the shore, we call them the backwash waves. I mean the swash waves. We call them the swash waves. But the wave which return back to the sea from the coast is what called the backwash wave. It means this one. See, this one, it is the backwash wave. So we have two forms of wave right here. We have the swash wave as well as the backwash wave. So what happened? It means when the swash wave will be more powerful than the backwash wave, it means this one, the swash wave, will take different material at the sea and brought them to the coast, which will result to the formation of different marine deposition features. We call them, for instance, the beach, spit, tombolo, Beiba, etc., etc. Those are the marine deposition features occurred as a result of the swash waves. Then the opposite of it is what we call the backwash waves. When the backwash wave is stronger than swash, automatically it will take the material right here back to the sea. It will cause the erosion of the coastline. Why? Because some material will be taken from this point of the coast back to the sea. It will result to the formation of different wave erosion features. We have seen them. We have the cliff, the wave cut platform, notch, cave, the blowhole, etc., etc. Those are the marine wave erosion feature occurred as a result of the destructive wave. What happened? It means at the destructive wave, we expect the backwash to be stronger than swash wave. Why at the constructive wave? Because we said constructive waves are the waves which caused or resulted to the wave, to the wave deposition features. So automatically it occurs as the result of the swash wave to be stronger or powerful than the backwash wave. So this is a simple summary of the last session. As I said, we have seen different type of form of waves, as well as what we call the processes occur as a result of the wave movement. We have seen what is wave erosion, wave transport, as well as wave deposition, and different features accompanied by those three processes caused by the wave movement. Are you with me? So today, as I said earlier, we are going to focus on what we call coastie. So let us keep ourselves on what we call a coastie. What is a coastie? See? Listen to me very careful. What is a coastie? So coastie, this one. Coastie, we say refers to an area of land bordering the sea or ocean. See? So an area of land bordering the sea or ocean, we call it a coastie. Are you with me? I'll show you. Then we have the coastline. The coastline. Coastline, it means refers to a margin of land within a coast that separate the coast from the sea or ocean. Are you with me, class? We have what is coast and what is coastline. So, okay, coast, as I said, we refer to an area of land bordering the sea or ocean, while the coastline refer to a margin of land within the coast that separates the coast from the sea or ocean. Let me explain right here by drawing. It means, look here, see? So this point of land here is what called a coast, see? So we say refer to the margin of land, as you can see. This one. So let's assume this is a sea. See, this one. So a margin of land I mean the land bordering the sea. An area of land, this one, bordering the sea is what we call coasty. So the point is, what is a coastline? A coastline, in fact, a margin of land that separates the coast from the sea. It means we are talking about this point right here. It means we have what we call a coastline. Coastlines, see? And the example of coastline area right here in Tanzania, we have Tanga, Lindi, Mtwara, Darasa, etc. Those are example of what we call the coastline area. Example of coastline areas here in Tanzania, Tanga, Dar es Salaam, Lindi, and Mtwara. These are example of coastline area, a point where you can go and find or see what you call a sea or ocean. Are you with me? Then from there we have another concept right here, very important. We have the shore. The shore refers to an area of land between the high tide water level as well as the low tide water level. So an area of land between the high tide water level, high tide, and the low tide water level. This is an area of land between high tide water level and the low tide water level. We call it a shore. We all know what is a tide. Tide refers to the rise and fall of the sea level. See, so during the high level, higher level of the sea, we call it the high tide. During the low level of the sea, or the low rise of the sea, we call it the low tide. So the area, let's say this point here, it is the low tide, and this point right here, it is the high tide. See, let me draw right here. It means we may have this point right here. We have the coast. Then let's see, this is a sea. See? So let's say right here it is a low tide, and right here it is a high tide. This one, the high tide. So the area of land, this one, between the low tide water level and the high tide water level, we call it a shore. See? So from there we have the shoreline as well. The shoreline refers to an area of land that separates the shore from the sea. And remember, the shore is an area of land where we found what we call a beach. A beach is found on or along the shore. So we have the shoreline right here. The shoreline refers to a margin of land that separate the shore from the sea. See? So it normally occurred at the low tide water level right here. Because this is a shore, it means right here at the low tide water level is where we find what is called a shoreline. See? A margin of land separating the shore from the sea. Then from there, we are going to classify coast according to two major categories. The classification of coast. The classification of coast, because we have seen what is a coast and what is a coastline. We have seen what is a shore and what is a shoreline. So the classification of coast. Classification of coast. See? So coast can be classified into two, based on two categories. According to coastal evolution. Coastal evolution. Evolution will refer to the changes which take place at the coastline area. And according to structural trend of land. Structural trend of land. We say according to the shape or the coastal alignment, the arrangement of the rocks toward or with respect to the sea. We call it the structural trend of land. Say so. Let's see classification of coast according to coastal evolution. So according to coastal evolution. So according to coastal evolution, we have four types of coast. we have the emergent coast. Emergent coast. See? We have the submerged coast. Submerged coast. Or the submerged coast. We have the compound coast. Listen to me very carefully. Compound coast. These are coasts which formed as a result of what? Of the coastal evolution, neutral or stable coast. These are the four major type of coast according to coastal evolution. When I said coastal evolution, it means we are talking about different changes which take place at the coastline area as a result of the following. Either, when you say evolution, it means you may mean the following. Either there is erosion at the coast, or there is deposition at the coast, or there is rising sea level, or there is fall in sea level, or there is rise in land. All of these are evolution or fall in land. So these are what we call the coast evolution. So starting with the emergent coast or emergent coast, it means this as a coast, this one. Emergent coast. Coast. We say this as a coast which formed when there is either fall in sea level, see, or rise in land. It means we are talking about the land uplift of the land. Listen to me very carefully. The emergent coast, it means we refer to the coast which formed when there is either fall in sea level or the rise in land. Let's see. The emergent coast. In a simple, see, we may find something like this. See, right here, this is a sea. See? So what happened? You may find this is movement of water, the waves. See, the waves. So the point is, if we find this part of the land facing the sea, this part of the land we call it a coast. So right here, this one is what called the emerged coast. Emerged coast. So what happened to the emerged coast? It means there was either the fall in sea level or the rise in land. See? Either the fall in sea level or the rise in land. So the coast that we will be formed, we call it the emerged coast. The opposite of this is what we call the submerged coast. It means it is a coast formed when there is either rise in sea level or fall in land due to either the plate movement or the earth movement or the erosion process have acted upon this part of the land. And we call it the submerged coast. So the submerged coast, this one, submerged coast as a coast which formed as a result of either rise in sea level or fall in land. See? Downward of the land. We are talking about the erosion of the land. See? Example, right now you may see, for instance, there are different rivers, this one, taking water into the sea. So what happened? See, this is a river valley. So you will know this is a submerged coastline when there will be the rise in sea level. It means the rise, let's assume this is the sea. So the rise in sea level, right now will allow the movement of water from the sea into the river valley. So we'll see different features right here formed as a result of rising sea level. For instance, the Rias estuary. Are you with me? Those are examples of features formed or occurred as a result of the submerged coast. They appreciate the presence of the submerged coast. Are you with me? Then we have the neutral or the stable coast. Sorry, we have the compound coast. The compound coast. The compound coast. Compound coast. We say this as the coast. This as the coast. Formed with both characteristic of imaged and submerged coast. Are you with me? It means the coast formed with both characteristics of imaged and submerged coast, we call it a compound coast. It has both characteristics of the two coasts as I have explained. Are you with me? So you may find maybe you are in a boat or a marine vehicle nearby the shore, moving from one point to another. So while you are moving from one point to another within the coastline, within the sea, nearby the coastline, you may find maybe 10 kilometers, the coast is immersed. Then 5 kilometers ahead, the coast is submerged. So you may find the coast with both characteristics of immersed and submerged coast, and we call it the compound coast. Are you with me? The last one are the neutral or stable coast. These are the coast formed with little or no changes at all. It means coast formed with little or no changes at all. No changes at all. See, it means no erosion or little erosion. No deposition or little erosion. There is rise in sea level at a very low rate, or the fall in sea level at a very low rate. So say there is little or no fall in sea level. There is little or no land uplift, and we call it the neutral or the stable coast. Are you with me? So from there as I said earlier, we are going to use different model questions as our guiding questions throughout our discussion today. Are you with me? So let us see the model question right here. The model question. So we have our first model question right here. It is written, describe different coastal features or landform formed as a result of the following sea level. It needs us to explain different coastal features or landform which formed as a result of the following sea level. So by referring the concept I've explained about coast, right now you can be able to answer this question, because right now the question needed to explain what we call the coastal features or landform formed as a result of the following sea level. So if we go back and refer to what we call the imaged coast, we say the imaged coast. The imaged coast, this is the coast formed by either two of the events, either the rise in land, or we say there is uplift of the land. Uplift of the land, or there is fall in sea level. Fall in sea level. See? So the question needs us to explain after the fall in sea level, it means we will have different features at the coastline area. And we call them the imaged coast features. So we have two imaged coast features. We may look on what we call the highland imaged coast, as well as lowland imaged what? Coast. So let us start. What are the features found within the highland imaged coast, and then we will see the features found at the lowland imaged coast. So start with this one, the highland imaged coast. See, in highland imaged coast, you are going to see the following features. The first one, we call it the old cliff. See, the second one, we call it the raised beach. See, then you are going to see, let's see the first one, the second one, the third one, the notches, then the fourth one, the third one, the fourth one, the wave cut platform, Listen to me very careful, student. It means right now, these are the evidence to prove that there is the following sea level, which appreciates the formation of the different coastal features. As I have mentioned, we have the highland, which are this one, and they will see the lowland features. Are you with me? So let us start with this. What are these? It means we are going to explain one after the other. Are you with me? Let us start with the old cliff. Old cliff refers to the cliff left formed above the present wave cut platform. It is called old cliff due to the formation of new cliff. See, I'll draw, then you'll see there. Then we have the raised beach. The raised beach, see, refers to the beach which left formed or deposited at the foot or bottom of the old cliff or at the above present wave cut platform. See? So I'm going to explain each and everything. Then let's see the notches. Refer to the cave-like features at the foot of the old cliff. Then we have the wave cut platform. We say refers to the gentle sloping area with steep sides at the end, formed due to the continual cutting back of the old cliff. See, so we have four important features which occurred as a result of the fall in sea level or the rise in land. But the question needed to explain what happened after the fall in sea level. It means after the fall in sea level, we may have what we call the imaged coast. And within the imaged coast, we have these features right here. Are you with me? So let me explain them one after the other. Let me draw here so they can be able for you to understand well the concept. It means we have the old cliff, read this one. Then we have the present wave cut platform, this one, see? So this one. So it means we have water, this the sea water, see, coming here. This is a sea. This is sea. Then right here we have what we call notches. We have what we call notches right here. Deep. We have what we call notches, this one. Then right here we have the deposited sand on top of the wave cut platform, and we call it the raised beach, this one. The deposited sand right here. So this is what you call the old cliff. So let me explain what is an old cliff. What is old cliff? Old cliff refer to the cliff left formed. Cliff refer to the vertical or nearly vertical wall standing facing seaward. So we call it old cliff because there is a formation of new cliff right here. This is old. Then right here there is a formation of new cliff. It means after the fall in sea level we left a cliff, a new cliff right here. Are you with me? So let's proceed. The old cliff refer to the cliff left formed above the present wave cut platform. We have this part of the land right here. This is wave cut platform. See, formed due to what? Due to the continual undercutting of the cliff backward. So the resulted features, this one, the nearly flattened features is what we call the wave cut platform. This one, the wave cut platform. The wave cut what? Platform. This one, the gentle sloping or nearly flattened area formed as a result of the continual undercutting of the cliff backward. So this one, the cliff, the old cliff, it is a cliff left formed. See, this one above the present wave cut platform. It is above this land right here. It is called old cliff due to the formation of the new cliff. It means, why do we call it the old cliff? Because there is a formation of new cliff right there. Are you with me? Thereafter, we have the raised beach. I said refer to a beach which you left formed or deposited at the foot or at the bottom of the old cliff. Listen, this is old cliff. Then we may find the accumulation of sand at the foot. This one, at the foot of the old cliff. The accumulation of sand at the foot of the old cliff, we call it the raised beach. Why raised beach? It means we have the lower beach right here. That's why we call this the raised beach. Thereafter, we have the notches. This one. Notches are the cave-like features at the foot of the old cliff. As you can see, this is the old cliff. At the foot right here, we have the cave-like, the chamber-like features formed by the wave erosion mechanism when it hits this point of the old cliff. Are you with me? Then we have the wave cut platform, as I explained, refer to the nearly flattened area, which is steep slope right here, formed due to the continual cutting back of the old cliff. It means the old cliff was at this point during many years ago. Then it cut back by the wave erosion mechanism, left to this point. Are you with me? This is what we call the coastal feature, which occurs as a result of the fall in sea level. See, let's see the lowland. These are the highland image features. Then let's see the lowland. Let's see the lowland. Let's see the lowland. It means we have the lowland image, the coast. The lowland image coast, we have what we call the fall line coast. The fall lines coast. What are these? The fall line coast. We say these are the tributary. These are the river, streams, or valley, seems emerged after the fall in the sea level. So listen to me very carefully. It means, what are these? It means you may have, let's say this is part of the land entering the sea right here. So the part of the land entering the sea This one. So we may have the river, this one, it is a river valley entering the sea. See? So let's see the sea was at this point right here. If the sea was at this point right here, it means after the following sea level, it means this river tributary will seem to emerge. Are you with me? It means after the following sea level, the river tributary right now will seems to emerge, will be seen more clearly than at the previous time. Why? Because right now there is, or there will be the falling in sea level. We left this part of the land emerged with river streams entering the sea. And this point right here is where we find what we call the fall line coast. I'm sure you have understood this point right here. So let's see the second model question. We have the model question right here. The second question, it's written that imagine you are moving with a boat along the shore of Indian Ocean and you observed the coast caused by the rise in sea level or the rise in land. Then the question said, describe the possible type of coast in the area. It means we have two types of coast right here. It means because we have the coast caused by either rise in sea level or the rise in land. It means the rise in sea level, the rise in land may have resulted to the formation of different type of coast. So the question needs to explain type of submerged coast. See, so right here it means we will explain what is the submerged coast, just as I've explained before. See, submerged coast, it means the submerged coast, this is the coast formed. Submerged coast, this is the coast formed by what? By either rising sea level or falling land. Falling land may be due to erosion or earth movement. Are you with me? So right here the question needs to explain the types of emerged coast. I mean submerged coast, type of submerged coast. Submerged what? Coast. We have two types. We have the highland submerged coast and the lowland submerged what? Submerged coast. Are you with me? So the point is we can use the highland submerged coastal features, are you with me, to prove the statement. See, so what are these? It means let's deal with this highland submerged feature. The highland, this one, the highland submerged coastal features. It means right now we're talking about the rear coast. The coast submerged or the flooded river valley by water from the sea. See? Then we have the second one, the rear coast. The file coast, it means as a coast formed with a small U-shaped valley which become flooded water from the sea. See? Then the last one we have the Dalmatian. Dalmatian coast means as a coast with mountain ranges or peaks running parallel with the coast and the sea, with its valley become flooded water from the sea. See, these are the three important evidence to prove that the area has the submerged coast. Do you understand? It means the rear coast, the fire coast, as well as the Dalmatian coast, these are the evidence to prove that this area or the coast is a submerged coast. So what are these? Let's start with the rear coast. As I said, refers to the coast with submerged or the flooded river valley by the water from the sea. It means we may have this one, the river valley taking water into the sea. See, this is a river flowing with water into the sea right here. But because this is the sea, let me explain to you very good. It means this is a sea. The submerged coast are the coast formed when there is either rising sea level or falling land. So what happened? Let's assume there is a rising, in sea level. It means the rising sea level will allow the movement of water from the sea into the coast, where we have the river valley entering water into the sea. So at the end, we will find the river valley. The river valley will become flooded water from the sea. So the river valley which becomes flooded water from the sea, it changed its name, and we call them the rear coast. The rear is a river valley which becomes flooded water from the sea. So this point of the land right here, which bordering the sea, we call it coast. What type of coast? The rear coast. We call them the rear coast. Why? Because we have the flooded river valley by the water from the sea, and we call it rear. But because this part of the land right now, it borders the sea, we call it coast. So together we may call it, we will call it the rear coast. See? So this is one among the evidence to prove that the area has experienced or have what we call the submerged coast. Then from there we have the fired coast. The fired coast will refer to what? This one. To the submerged small U valley. So let's assume this is a sea. See, this is a sea. So there was, or there is, a small U-shaped valley, this one. So a small U-shaped valley, this is just a river valley, let's say. It takes water into the sea. So what happened? It means after the rise in sea level, because the submerged coast was the coast formed after the rise in sea level. So as the rise in sea level will allow water to flood, it or to accumulate inside the submerged, inside the small U-shaped valley. So this one, the accumulation of water inside the small U-shaped valley, this one, we call it a fjord. So this type of coast, see, this type of land which bordering the sea, we call it coast. So automatically, because it occurred at the fjord, and this point right here, it is the fjord. So this type of coast, we will call them the fjord coast. This one, the fjord coast. Why? Because they are occurred at the fjord. See? And the last one we call it the Dalmatian coast. So the Dalmatian coast, let me explain the Dalmatian coast. It means the Dalmatian coast, I say, as the coast with mountain ranges. It means, let's see, this right here is a sea, this one. A sea. So if this is the sea, you may have the mountain ranges running parallel valley bordering the sea, this one. These are the mountain ranges, the mountain peaks. So what happened? It means after the rise in sea level, there will be the movement of water from this part of the land towards this area right here. So we have the river valley, the mountain peaks. It has valley, it means this is the peak and this is the peak. So between the peaks we have the valley right here. Between the peaks we have the valley. So after the rise in sea level, we will find the flooded river valley. See, it means there will be the entering, the movement of water from the sea towards the valley. Are you with me? It means right now we will have what we call the river valley, which have become flooded water from the sea. And left is the peaks, seen as islands. So this one is what caused the Dalmatian coast. That's why I have written the coast with mountain peaks, this one, running parallel with the coast and the sea. See? And where its valley become flooded water from the sea. So later on, so if there will be the flooded valley, automatically it will left this one, the peak of the mountain, seen as island. So the island, as you can see, is what calls the Dalmatian coast. Are you with me? So from there, let's see what are the importance of the coastal features. The importance of the coastal features. Let's see the importances of the coastal features. The importance of the coastal features. See, first, they provide features, attractive features for tourism. Attractive features for tourism. Second, we all know they may be provide attractive feature for tourism. For instance, the coral reef, beaches, coast, island, etc. They provide building material. Example, sand. We use sand during building of house, road, etc. They provide places for fish breeding. Example, at the coast or harbor. See? They break the waves into less powerful waves. Not easy to erode the coast. So the presence of many sea landforms, they may break the waves into the less powerful waves. Not easy to erode the coast. Are you with me? They provide these home places for biodiversity. For instance, the aquatic animal, fishes. See, we have different types of fishes found within the sea. We may also use water from the sea for different purposes, industrial, domestic, agricultural, etc. So these are some of the importance of the coastal features. So let me rewind the lesson. Today we have seen what is a wave, simple. Then we have seen what is a coast, type of coast. Then we have seen the model question. We have seen different coastal features, the submerged as well as the immerged coastal features. Till the next time, you are most welcome to Darasa Online. Stay focused, enjoy your time. Thank you very much.